Hello, thank you for joining me today. My name is Jonathan Hunt. I am your interim general manager and CEO of MARTA. Let me begin with this. Atlanta has a good transit system. However, MARTA staff, patrons, and the region isn't satisfied with good. This is why we're going to go from good to great. Getting from good to great, however, will require some short-term discomfort for long-term gain. Our vision is to deliver safe, clean, and reliable transit through routine excellence every day. This vision will build consistency and delivery, and it is in that consistency of delivery that we will build and enhance the public trust in MARTA. An example of our delivery excellence was seen with the service that we provided this Labor Day weekend. Downtown Atlanta was packed with Dragon Con and college football goers, as well as folks at the Pride event. We had over 420,000 customers that passed through our system in a 3.5-day period, and we did so without one violent crime or incident of any kind. Coordination between over 275 transit ambassadors, MARTA police, as well as field protective specialists, our police command unit and mobile units, and the variety of other units provided for a strong, safe system, as well as all of the hard work provided by our transit operators, as well as our mechanics and technicians. Myself and the entire executive management team were out in the system, greeting customers, helping them with breeze machines, and even helping a few people cross the street where necessary. This level of commitment to customer service is just the routine excellence that you'll see every day. Because here at MARTA, every day is a special event, and certain days will be large special events. My near-term goals for the authority include improving operational efficiency, improving safety and security of our transit system, working to advance and deliver key projects, and ensuring MARTA is World Cup ready. I want to talk about some of the initial concrete steps that MARTA will be taking around each one of these goals. And the first goal with MARTA working to improve operational reliability, we recently hired an operational consultant who is embedded with MARTA to go through our systems and look at areas for improvement and efficiency and help us enact the same. We are going to continue to recruit, hire, and train some of the best bus and rail operators in the region, as well as mechanics and technicians, officers, and field protective specialists. We're also looking for innovative ways to reduce operator absenteeism and reduce a number of bus cutouts and terminations that we need to do on a daily basis. Important state of good repair work continues throughout the system. It is just this type of work that can be a little messy, a little discomforting, but it is this work that is vital to keeping a safe and reliable system each and every day. Some of our transit partners have engaged in this work and have had to shut down entire lines for nearly a year. MARTA is going to complete this type of work without service interruption of great import. These types of maintenance issues are key to maintaining our reliability. Improving safety and security through our system was the second goal I mentioned. MARTA is one of the safest transit agencies in our country. MPD has increased patrols and visibility, and hopefully you've seen more officers and field protective specialists on our system. I know I have. Working to add even more. We're going to add 10 more field protective specialists, and we're going to look to add 30 more sworn officers. MPD will be fully staffed at approximately 250 officers by the end of Q4 of this year. Violent crime has been reduced by half in the last 5 years and down by 16% year over year from last year to this one. We know data doesn't make people safe, and if the perception is that the system is unsafe, we have work to do. But we are encouraged by our trends, and we're going to continue to work to help shake and reshape that perception by delivering an even safer system. We're going to go from good to great. Our real-time crime center is a real jewel in our crown and helps us identify potential assailants, and to combat crime in coordination with our fellow law enforcement agencies around the region. Our third goal about advancing and delivering key projects, we have several. Let me begin with next-gen bus network redesign. This will deliver 15-minute headways to more than 245% of people who have access to the system. We're going to introduce 12 on-demand zones within a program we're calling MARTA Reach. Small zones to allow folks to take more of a micro-transit experience, which we've piloted about a year and a half ago to great success. We have our automatic fare collection system 2.0. This is going to be the next evolution of Breeze. It's an easier, more flexible system, a way of paying. The fare gate installation will begin in mid-September right here in Limburg with our initial pilots. And we're going to allow riders to pay directly at fare gates with credit and debit cards, with virtual wallets, virtual Breeze card, or your good old-fashioned physical Breeze card. The new fare gates will reduce fare evasion, and they're more aesthetically pleasing. A transition from our old Breeze system to a new, better Breeze system will happen in the second quarter, right around April of next year. 5 Point Station, that transformation is underway. The deconstruction is ongoing, and we're very excited about that. But 5 Point Station is two projects in one. It's the transformation project, which you can think of as a surface level or street level. And then we have our rehabilitation project, which is below grade. In the rehabilitation project, work has been ongoing for a long time with a lot of upgrades with tiling, lighting, beautification, and that work should be complete by spring of 2026. Our Summerhill Rapid A line, the first bus rapid transit project in Georgia, we're extremely proud of it. The first bus rapid transit line in the region will be ready and online in spring of 2026. Clayton County O&M facility is another project we're really proud of, and we're happy to partner with our friends at Clayton County. Earlier this week, we were just chatting with them at our jurisdictional briefing. This project is in 90% design, and at present, work is ongoing, and we're over 80% of the deconstruction of the existing buildings on that site, as well as having completed all site remediation work. The Garnett Station. We are going to be doing rehabilitation at our Garnett Station and the 6-week skip stop that will begin in just a few days. This work is needed because we've got to improve the tile work at that station, some of which is over 40 years old. We're very proud of the work we're going to complete at Garnett, and that station will be World Cup ready. The fourth goal, in MARTA preparing for the World Cup, we're going to be adding additional shuttle trains in our system to reduce headways at or below the levels we saw in Labor Day, which were at a 5-minute interval. We're going to introduce more load and go teams to help mitigate overcrowding on our platforms. We're going to enhance our escalator work to make sure that there were no issues and everybody has just the same experience over that 6-week period as they did during Labor Day. And we're going to introduce more enhanced crowd control measures and metering to allow folks to have a safe and enjoyable passage between our station, our trains, our buses, and the venues that they want to interact with. MPD will be introducing enhanced safety measures. I can't get into the details of those, but suffice it to say our mobile command unit, drone surveillance units, K9 units, SORT units, and the like stand ready to serve and will be increased, at least during my tenure as your interim general manager. Our station renaming we're very excited about, from GWCC or Dome to the Sports, Entertainment, and Convention Center District Station or SEC District Station, along with new signs, announcements. All of that work is ongoing, and we plan to have that work completed by the beginning of beginning of December. We have an installation of a new escalator bank leading to State Farm Arena and Mercedes-Benz. That work will begin in the beginning of 2026 and is sorely needed. We want to make sure all of our vertical transportation units in the stations that are going to be most highly traveled for World Cup are up to snuff and ready to go. Again, this is one of the stations that will have a little short-term discomfort for a long-term gain. We are working with our partners and large venue providers to walk through that station and mitigate impacts through a variety of measures, including potentially keeping entrances open, shuttles, and other mitigation methods to minimize the impact of that station closure, temporary station closure. Roof work is underway at that same station right now to repair and upgrade the roof to prevent any leaking that has occurred and is occurring. And we are also very excited about discussions with the CIM Group. CIM Group is the development group that's building Centennial Yards in downtown and completely revamping and reshaping the Gulch with a multi-billion-dollar project. SEC District Station is going to be part of that by introducing a brand new entrance directly into Centennial Yards. Excuse me. I want to take just a moment. I've covered our 4 goals, but I want to take a moment to talk about MARTA's financial health. Many of our peer agencies are facing devastating financial outlooks, deep cuts to service, personnel, and capital projects in order to meet ends meet. I'm happy to report that MARTA's financial house is in order. We have a AA+ rating from Fitch and AAA ratings from S&P and Kroll. Those are not easy to achieve, and we are one of but a few agencies to achieve those goals. We are going to protect those. We are going to remain budget conscious, and we are not going to have any service cuts. I'm very proud of the finance team as well as our teams in capital and the like that have remained budget conscious but service forward. With that, those are all my prepared remarks. I'm happy to take a few questions until Ms. Fisher grabs me by the arm.
Can you say more about the load and go teams that you're planning to have to reduce crowding on the platform? Who's going to be doing that?
Certainly. Our load and go teams are a combination of MPD to help with security, our operational staff, as well as from time to time volunteers from our administrative officers who have been offices that have been properly trained. A load and go team sits on the platform to make sure people don't get too close to the edge, and as the platform fills, they radio back to the plaza level to have people stop so they don't come down stairs, escalators, elevators until they're able to get some relief on the platform, and then we allow more folks to come down. They are critical in large events.
You mentioned that you're going to have metering staff.
Yes.
So if you have an exceptionally large event, and right now people are going down the escalators and up the escalators 2, 3, 4 at a time, and you start metering them to 1 at a time, what is that going to do to the actual access to the venues? That's 1. And 2, you mentioned that by Q4 you'll have 50 additional officers on board, and right now we have 14 vacancies, if I'm not mistaken. What's the strategy for getting 64 people by the end of the year?
I'm going to correct you. I said we're going to add 10 protective specialists and 30 sworn officers. I didn't say by Q4, but we are going to be working on it. By Q4, we're going to be fully staffed. You are right about the vacancy count, but Chief will tell you, and I will tell you as well, we already have class of officers that are about ready to graduate the academy, another class that's ready to go in, and we're working on another class that's right behind that, which is why we can say and deliver with certainty that we're going to be at full sworn officer budgeted allotment now. On your first part of your question on the metering, so for Labor Day weekend, we began an enhanced metering. There are plenty of images out there around it. If you all would like some more, I'm sure our public engagement and external affairs teams will get you all the images you want. But let me speak for our vertical transportation team and vertical transportation everywhere. You should be riding escalators 1 person per stair, period. What that will do is slow and ease the amount of people going in. You can only get so many people in through a door, and the single person per stair tread is how these systems are designed. Metering makes sure everybody gets to do it safely and without getting hurt. I'm very proud of the metering efforts we put in over Labor Day weekend, and they worked extremely well. Nobody complained to us that they had any delay getting into MBS or any of the many venues that the Dragon Con team uses throughout downtown Atlanta.
Jonathan, you said you're not interested in a permanent position. I'm curious, this doesn't seem like a lame duck sort of experience for you. Why are you sort of so focused on this right now?
I'm passionate about MARTA. I've been at MARTA over 12 years. I want to see MARTA win. When MARTA wins, Atlanta wins. I live in Atlanta proper. We've lived in Georgia for a little bit over 20 years. I really, really enjoy my job. Sitting with the board when they made the appointment, my appointment, I was very clear, this is an amazing job. If you're qualified, I would encourage you to think about working at the best transit agency in the country. I will still be here as your chief legal counsel, but not as your general manager or CEO. I think having that clear direction with the board, as well as to our thousands of staff members, lets them know the path forward, and it lets everybody be clear, focused.
You had your first meeting this week with the advisory board. I'm wondering if you could talk about what you gained from that and how you hope to work with them moving forward.
The advisory board is a group of exceptional business leaders in the region. What I hope is to gain some more knowledge, some more experience personally, also for them to share through me with our C team on how they perceive the system, and also how they can be of assistance with our jurisdictional partners, with the businesses. Maybe there's an interface that we're not doing correctly simply because that's the way we've always done it. You need new vision, you need new insight, you need people looking at things from a different angle. We're not going to stay static at MARTA anymore. We're going to do constant improvement.
Can you clarify when the bus redesign routes will go into effect?
The bus redesign routes were adopted by the board in June. When we actually start providing service, we're going to provide service in April. And I've heard in different outlets, we addressed that a little bit earlier in the board meeting, but let me address it. You didn't ask the question, but I'm going to address this. There's some people who are saying, well, it's delayed. The bus network redesign is delayed. It's just another MARTA project being delayed. Let me explain it this way and be very clear. Our staff and the folks who have supported me are ready to go great guns to meet that early January deadline, the late December, early January deadline. After consulting with the C team, knowing we have these other major projects, a new fare collection system, how you're going to pay, a new network of where you're going to go, as well as an entire new mode coming online, and oh, by the way, new rail cars that are going to define how rail cars should look in this country for metropolitan public transit agencies going forward, all coming online at one time, is a lot to ask for a patron to absorb over multiple months. Instead, we decided, no, let's gather this up, all try to target and hit April, and have that one impact. That way we can deploy our resources on site across the system to help with bus network redesign through our transit ambassadors and the like. New fare collection systems, be there to answer questions all at once. We want to mitigate the impact to our patrons. So yes, is it delayed in the most technical of sense? Yes. Who you need to point to because of that would be me, not to the staff and of this great agency.
Yes. Could you talk about your relationship with the City of Atlanta and governance issues? There's obviously the more MARTA, the audit, but I'm also hearing rumblings that the City of Atlanta accounts for about 60% of the fare box revenue that MARTA receives system-wide, but it doesn't have that kind of jurisdiction on the board, are these issues as a chief legal officer are of concern, and are there efforts or ways of looking into how to make the system fair?
That was a lot.
I know, I
All
tried
right,
that.
I'll try to parse out the answer. If I miss something, do call me on it. The relationship with the city of Atlanta, we inside the building, inside MARTA, use the term MARTA family. And when we say MARTA family, we include our jurisdictional partners in that. We all have family, nuclear family and extended family. From time to time, you have dust-ups, you have disagreements. Here's why I'm encouraged by the real or perceived disagreements. They're all trying to advance more transit, more economic development, more affordable housing, and more benefits. Only speaking for the city, our service area within the city of Atlanta for this question, for the citizens of the city of Atlanta. MARTA is looking at that system-wide. I would say a relationship with the city, you said your relationship with the city. My relationship with the city is good. Is it perfect? No, no relationship is. I would say MARTA's relationship with the city has gotten a lot better, and we're going to continually work to improve that. And the city is only one jurisdictional partner. We're going to continue to work with Clayton County, which is why we were down there for the Q3 jurisdictional briefing. And before that, we were there at the first Clayton County Transformation Conference. We're going to work with DeKalb and the leadership over there under CEO Lorraine Cochran Johnson. We're going to work with Mr. Pitts in Fulton County. And we're going to continue to do that with our jurisdictional partners, the communities that they serve, because we want transit in as many places as possible, but we don't want to force a transit system on any community that doesn't want it. And we can only do that through our jurisdictional partners.
More MARTA and all the projects that have been kind of promised to folks when they pass the more MARTA tax, the frustration that not more has been done.
Understood. So I went through a list of projects that we're working on in the near term. Many of those are more MARTA projects. We are going to deliver on those. Ergo, we're going to deliver on more MARTA. The more MARTA lists are vast. You can't achieve and start all of those projects at once. There's just not enough capital. They have to be phased over time. So many of the projects on that list, hopefully all of the projects on that list, because the bonding for this is many, many years, will occur. The fight over who's first, that's where you get some tension. That's where you get a little discomfort. Hopefully I answered your question.
Yeah, let me just ask this one last one.
Mhm.
Streetcar extension, that was
Yes.
something that people were saying needed to be done. But
Yes.
you did mention that as one of the projects that's on the list.
No, there's a lot of projects I didn't
Yeah,
mention,
no,
but
I
with
didn't
this,
know this.
just with respect to Streetcar East Extension, that project at present is on pause. We're working with the city and the Beltline about what transit will look like coming to and potentially on the Beltline. We're very, very excited about transit to and on the Beltline.
CEO Hunt, I actually want to follow up
Yes.
on that question. How do you address skeptics who believe that transit either on or connecting to the Beltline is just never going to happen?
If they've become resolute in their minds that it's never going to happen, the only way I can address that is through delivery. It's going to take some time. It's going to take consensus building, but it will happen. It will happen. Atlanta does great things big, and transit to and on the Beltline is a big project.
Is the challenge there just, is it the money, the time? What do you believe is the challenge there?
The challenge of getting transit to the Beltline and transit on the Beltline is making sure we make, this is a decision that's going to impact 100 years of generations. Being foolhardy to rush in and make a decision for saving a year or a year and a half, I would think would be a little foolhardy. We are there with our partners. We're going to continue collaborating with them, but putting a pin on a specific problem to say it is this specific jurisdiction or MARTA or this specific, when they're trying to find the best solution and the best locally preferred alternative that fits the desires of most.
If I could just follow up though, like there have been years of studies that have led to the plans for streetcar ease and the extension onto the East Side Trail. Like that has been extensively studied. So are you saying that like there is something wrong with those plans or that the situation has changed or?
No, I have not said that at all.
Okay.
The audience, I mean, you would know better than most, just with your prior position, the 70 million that the city of Atlanta is expecting and the difference from what MARTA auditors have seen. When do you think that will come to a head to clear that up? Because in theory, that could help the relationship with the city of Atlanta. Is that gonna be resolved in the next month, 2 months?
The board appointed a group to study that, but a group of the board and MARTA finance as well as city folks are working on that. It's not necessarily the number. We're working on the methodology of how to account for what is properly within MARTA and what properly is attributed to the broad penny. When that methodology is agreed upon, whatever the figure is, whether it's going from MARTA to the city as a net zero or vice versa, is what it'll be. But that's what they're working on and why they're taking their time to get this right.
We'll take one more question.
Do we have you addressed new buses, I mean,
I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
This gentleman hasn't had a chance to have any question yet, so I'm sorry.
No problem.
One more time, I apologize. Okay, I'll be brief. Our vision is to.
Jonathan, excuse me,
Yeah.
we're recording this, and I'll send it to you.
Okay,
when we're done.
okay.
If you'd like to go ahead and answer that last question.
You gave an update on the bus route, update on.
Bus network
bus
redesign?
network.
Yes,
So,
sir.
Love an update also. We heard it in the board meeting, but on new, deployment of new trains.
Oh, yes. Thank you for the question. So just over a week ago, myself, Chair Ide, and our Chief of Customer Experience, Rhonda Allen, we all paid a surprise visit to our manufacturer. When I say our, I mean the region's manufacturer for our rail cars, Stadler, a Swiss company that has manufacturing facilities in Salt Lake City, Utah. They are the company that is building our cars. I'm getting excited about it because when we went out there, we saw, touched every single car that they have promised us in the near term. So we saw 14 cars. The 15th car is here in Atlanta being tested. The second car is very near completion and going to be wrapped very soon to be shipped here to start its testing. The rail car procurement is on track. We expect to have revenue. We'll be receiving these cars on a rolling basis. So as they come in and they pass safety testing and then what we call burn-in, literally putting some miles on it to make sure it works in our system, they get through burn-in, we're going to put them in revenue service. So you will see new rail cars in revenue service and new rail cars for the World Cup. I want to give you a specific number, desperately, but that's where we got in trouble before. You will see several rail cars before World Cup.
How do they ship?
From Switzerland to Salt Lake, or from Salt Lake here?
Both.
Switzerland to Salt Lake, what comes over is a frame, like a shell of a car, and it sails through via container ship, either through Houston's port or Savannah. The very first car that's here came through Savannah's port. So they'll go through one of those. It gets assembled, tested, etc. They put it on a truck, several trucks, a truck, and it will get trucked to Atlanta. Yeah. We wrap them real good and try to disguise them. But yes, they're trucked.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time.